But we would like to welcome all of them. Thank you. So, I was asked, while some of them are not here, to quickly summarize chapter number 12. Since it's the last verse that we are going to cover, I just thought we'll quickly just go through whatever we have done till now in chapter number 12. So, if I ask Arun, where do you stay exactly? Like if I'm not, he doesn't know me, and then I ask, how much money do you have in the bank? He'll start thinking, well, he's getting too personal, right? So secrets we don't share very easily with people whom we don't know, in general. So that's the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita starts. It's known as most confidential knowledge. Krishna is sharing the most confidential knowledge to Arjuna about those things which you will never share easily with person you don't know very well. But Krishna is very magnanimous, and obviously Krishna says in 4th chapter that you are a very dear friend of mine. So Krishna starts sharing all the knowledge which is the most confidential knowledge to Krishna, to Arjuna. And this entire section, chapter number 7 to chapter number 12, is known as Bhakti Yoga. The first 6 chapters talks about Karma Yoga leading to Bhakti Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga, and then again 13 to 18 chapters, then they got miscellaneous that talks about Jnana Yoga leading to Bhakti Yoga. And then in 10th chapter, Krishna talks about vibhutis. So sometimes we ask the person that, I want to know more about you. Tell me something more about you. So how to know? Is by knowing him, knowing about him more, right? So sometimes we sit very carefully in a podcast with where actors are speaking. Why? Because we'll know something more about that person, right? So similarly, Krishna talks about his opulences, that Arjuna can know more about it. What is the goal of knowing more about Krishna? What is the goal? Why we want to know more about Krishna? It's not to make our head like big by knowledge of Krishna, but the end goal is to love Krishna. That is the reason you want to know. That is the baseline why you want to know more about Krishna, is to love Krishna. Once a devotee was sharing then that when we leave this world, we won't be able to take the books with us, Bhagavad-gītā, Srimad Bhagavatam. We won't be able to take the books with us. But we'll be able to take the realization that we have developed over a period of time by reading these books. We will not be able to take the beads with us when we leave this world, but we will be able to take with us the taste that we have developed over a period of years by chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we leave this world, we will not be able to take the position that we have achieved. Right? We will not be able to take that position. But we will be able to take the service attitude that we have developed over a period of years, right? Service to the Lord, or service to the Vaishnavas. Right? So, but whatever we are doing in these sessions is to increase our love towards Krishna. That is the goal, to increase our love for Krishna. Laulyam. Last Friday class, we were banking on this statement again and again. Laulyam. We need to develop laulyam for Krishna. We have so much laulyam for money. Money is honey. We have laulyam for it. But we are lacking the laulyam for Krishna. But that can be developed when we read about Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is considered as a constant companion. Mad ekabandho, mad sanghi, mad guru, mad mahadana, mad nisarak, mad bhagya, mad ananda namastute. That Bhagavatam can give us supreme bliss, supreme happiness. Once I've spoken about this before. We were going to Sadhu Sangha. How many of you have been to Sadhu Sangha before? Some of you. If you can do one thing next year, is buy the tickets for Sadhu Sangha. I don't know where it is going to be, but try to come. So it's an amazing experience. So that time only me and Manjari were there. So we were going to Sadhu Sangha, and the hardest part about the Sadhu Sangha is to book the tickets, flight tickets. It's very costly. Because imagine, everyone is trying to go to one place from California, the ticket just rise, and those guys are using all ChatGPT algorithms to find out. So we somehow found it. I mean, till the last moment you were thinking, we will not go. But you heard this term? Why? Because it's so costly. The tickets are so costly, that's why. But you have heard this term FOMO?
Yes.
So we developed this FOMO. That we have to go. Otherwise, we will miss. Sitting here, we will just cry that I missed it. So then I thought, no, we have to book. So Manjir is good at it. Finding tickets. I'm very bad. I'll book next year's ticket. I'm that bad. A couple of times I've done. Then after that I stopped booking tickets. She only books. So she booked the tickets via Vegas, of all the places. So now, and the Vegas ticket, the way she booked was, entire night we were supposed to stay in Vegas. I said, wow. Before Sadhu Sangha, Vegas. So then we somehow found a place to stay, and it was in ISKCON. Somehow we found a place. Then somehow we reached Vegas, and then from there we reached California. And while I was in Vegas, I was talking to a person, asking if he's coming to satsang or not. Because till 1 week before I was telling that I'm not coming, it's too costly, I'm trying to skip. So this guy said, while I was in Vegas, he said that I'm coming, but I'm bringing my friend also, completely new. He has no clue. So I was thinking that it is too much for that person. Imagine, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. only kirtan. I said, this is too much for her. Hey, he will run away. So I was telling my wife that something like this is bringing. So, and in those days we reached somehow Sadhu Sangha. In those days I used to have t-shirt service. T-shirt service, like Sadhu Sangha logo will be on t-shirt and I will be selling le lo like that. So I was doing that service, t-shirt service. So that guy last day he came to the table and he came and he said that he wanted to buy some t-shirts. And obviously the curiosity in me was rising. What is your experience? So I asked him that, how is your friend's experience till now? 3 days have been passed. Only kirtan, too much. I was telling in my mind, too much. So what is his experience? And he said that it has been blissful. And this blissful word I have heard only in ISKCON. How come this guy knew? Because he was also a little new only. So then he said a very interesting point. He said that my friend was telling him that many places I have gone, these spiritual retreats, most of the places talks about peace. But here I could experience more than peace, and that was bliss. And then I was appreciating that Krishna consciousness doesn't give us peace. For peace, you have many other places. It gives peace, but more than that, it gives ananda. It gives bliss. It gives ananda. You're not sitting there and no, that is not the end goal. That we do to focus our mind, everything. That is good. But what is ananda is coming together and dancing and singing with devotees. That is ananda. And if you have to just see the glimpse, then you can come on Sunday, during Sunday feast, and see the boys. They're dancing, jumping. Vaishya Maharaj says always, just before the not dancing, just before the Aarti, he says there will be one side will be Matajis who will be gracefully dancing, and then there will be boys on the right side who will be weirdly dancing. So he said once this statement. But the devotees, basically ISKCON or Krishna consciousness, what it gives you is bliss. It gives you bliss. There is a very nice verse I will share. It's in 10th chapter. Let me see. Verse number 9. Yeah, you can repeat after me. This talks about when we discuss Krishna Katha with someone, what experience we feel. Whatever we are doing to get some rasa. See, when we watch a movie, right, and suddenly we are seeing the hero is beating the villain, and we say, yeah, we get excitement. And then the villain hits the hero, and then we feel, oh, no. And then the hero is dying, and then he suddenly sees his mother, and then he feels so rejuvenated, or his girlfriend, whatever. And then we again feel some rasa. So why we go to movies to feel some rasa? And all that rasa is also in Srimad Bhagavatam. There is a pastime where Hiranyaksh and who is with Varaha. Varahadev is hitting Hiranyaksha. And then suddenly Hiranyaksha also beats Varahadev, one hit. And then all the devatas get scared. Right? Varahadev is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody can touch him also. But he is doing all this just to get some rasa, develop some rasa in the devatas. And devatas get scared. Arey, this guy is going to hit him, he hit us, then what will happen? Like that. So we are doing all this for developing rasa. So here, very nice verse is mentioned by Krishna. Machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Tushyanti means peaceful, satisfied. Tushyanti. And ramanti means blissfulness, excitement, anandness, ananda. So like that. Someone can read, maybe which one you want to read?
The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
So when we discuss Krishna Katha, we just don't get satisfaction. That is side effect, side product. But what we really get is blissfulness. We get ananda. And you might not feel immediately, but when you sit with devotees and you hear their experience, hear their realizations, then you feel rasa. And that's what chapter number 10 talks about, that how we can develop love for Krishna. And then when Krishna was hearing all that, Arjuna was hearing all that, then Arjuna felt that I want to see Krishna's Virat Rupa. And then 11th chapter starts for Krishna. Arjuna is saying that I want to see your Virat Rupa, I want to see that full-fledged Rupa of yours. And then Krishna showed. And then Krishna showed the 4 Rupa, 400 form, and then finally 200 form. And then 12th chapter starts. In 12th chapter, Arjuna asks a very, very interesting question, that how should we approach you? As an impersonalist or as a personalist? How we should worship you? As a deity, as a person, or as a impersonal? There are many misconceptions that we have developed over a period of time in our understanding of spirituality. The first misconception, first misconception that we might develop is that Krishna is an imagination. There is a one atheist, and he had written the entire Bhagavad Gita, and according to him, what we should focus is on ourselves. That is his understanding. We should focus on ourselves. No, that's fine. I mean, when kids cry, you can tear the entire wall also. So that is a potency kids have. So we can see a glimpse. So anyways, sorry, where was I? So one misconception that we have is that Krishna is an imagination. But then when we read Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada, then we understand that no, he is not just an imagination, he is a real deity. Then we might have a misconception, no, he is not an imagination, but he might be impersonal. Then that also misconception Krishna removes by this section. Like Krishna is saying that no, the impersonal form is very cumbersome. It's very hard. Imagine I tell you, close your eyes and don't think of a red elephant. Your entire focus is on red elephant. Dikhta kaise? Entire focus is like that. So, but when we hold Krishna in terms of his personal form, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Radha, Krishna, Vaishnavas, and who is a part and parcel of Krishna, when we hold the japa beats, then it becomes easier. Some connection will develop. So Krishna is saying the personal form of worship is much more easier. It's much more conducive. Otherwise, but if impersonal, it's a little hard, cumbersome to practice. Then you might have other misconception that Krishna is not imagination, he is above impersonal, but he is an incarnation. He is just an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. That is another misconception we might have. And for that, Krishna is given another verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. You can remember 1.3.28. 1.3.28. Like we have so many misconceptions. Like yesterday we went for a play date. And play date means, not date. Play date means where kids play together, like that. Some of you might know. So it's called play date. So I took Kishori play date. And then my friend was telling me, I was just telling him that I have to teach my daughter multiplication, something like that. I was just telling. So he said, misconception. He said that, do you know what does this 1, 2, za, 2, 1, 2, za, what is it za means? And he said, I don't know. We just used to have this tune, za. So he said, it actually means 1 2s are 2. 2 2s are 4. So it means apostrophe S and R. But we got so accustomed by saying 1, 2, za, and we have kept that in mind, za. So these are like, we are so wired by certain things that we have developed over a period of time that we don't know what is the real meaning of it. So I got enlightened yesterday in my maths. So similarly, we might have a misconception that Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu. But then Srimad Bhagavatam clarifies that in this verse. This verse is a very important verse, the most important verse of entire Srimad Bhagavatam. This verse is known as Paribhasha Sutra. What it is known as? Paribhasha Sutra. Think of it like there are many soldiers, but then you need a general for holding that soldiers. Soldiers can follow that general. Do you understand? So all the soldiers, they are like the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. There are in all around 18,000 verses, and that 18,000 verses has to follow one general, and that one general is this verse, Paribhasha Sutra. If you have any contradictions that you would face in any other scripture, that can be clarified by this one verse. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that this verse is the Paribhasha Sutra, the most important verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this verse says very important thing. Ete chamsha kala pumsaha. Last time you remember I was talking about a drama where kids were performing and they were not able to perform properly, and then we were saying once more. So we will do again. Ete chamsha kala pumsaha. This is from, not from Bhagavad-gītā, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28. 1.3.28. Ete chamsha kala pumsaha. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. It says Krishna's tu. Tu means nahi. Krishna's tu, Bhagavan Swayam, not Hindi tu. Tu means kintu. So previous verses are talking about all the different incarnations, all the various incarnations Shukadeva Goswami is talking about, and then Krishna is Shukadeva Goswami saying, but Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the incarnations of all incarnation. Right? Avatar means ava. Avatar. Ava means to come. Ghar avo. In Gujarati we say ghar avo. Avo means come. So like that. It's all Gujarati, Hindi, all mixed Gujarati. So ava means come, means to descend, and tar means not that washing tar, not that tar. Tar means to down, to come down. So avatar means to descend, to come down. Avatar is also a movie, right? So avatar. Avatar means one who comes down from where? From the spiritual world. But Krishna is avatari. He comes as he is. Right? So this verse says, all of the above mentioned incarnations. Above mentioned is from verse number 3 to verse number 27. Are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Shri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Original personality of Godhead. Godhead means not just God. There are many God. God means Ishvara. Ishvara means controller. We are all controllers in our own way. Like I can control my hands. Sometime I cannot control my tongue. And three months I was out of voice. But we are Ishwaras in some way. Right? I always say this. Husband thinks wife is a controller. Wife thinks, no, husband thinks he is a controller. Wife thinks she is a controller. But who is a controller? The kids. Once kids starts, then nobody can control. Right? So we are all Ishwaras in our own way. But who is the supreme Ishvara? Parama Ishvara. It's Krishna. So that's why I say Godhead. Not just God, it's Godhead. original personality of God. There's a very nice verse. Let's recite. You all can recite with me. Aishwarasya Samagrasya. We like to have definitions, right? So this verse talks about you can see the verse. You're able to see, no? Yeah. So you can repeat after me. This is a definition of Bhagavan. Shastras hai. It has definition of Bhagavan also. This was written by Parashar Muni in Vishnu Puran. You can repeat after me. Aishwarasya samagrasya Viryasya yashasa shriya Jnana vairagya yoshchaiva Shannam bhaga itingana. It says that the personality who can possess all the six opulences in full, he is known as Bhagavan. Bhaga, Shanna. Shanna means six. Bhaga means opulences. Gana means qualities. Bhaga means Bhagavan. He is known as Bhagavan, who possesses six opulences. Aishwarya, not Aishwarya Rai. Aishwarya means what? Wealth. Aishwarya means wealth. One who has wealth in full. Like recently, Larry Ellison can say, Larry Ellison? Larry Ellison. He can say, I am the wealthiest person in the planet. He can say, but he cannot say all the wealth is mine. Elon Musk will say, no, this much is mine also. Right? He cannot say all is mine. But Krishna can say that everything is mine. Because they are all part of external energy. Right? So Aishwarasya. Even in his incarnation also, if you see Narayan, he possesses Aishwarya in full. Right? We say all the Lakshmis, thousands of Lakshmis in Namasaya connection are serving Narayan. But that is one opulence of Krishna, Aishwarya. Then Samagrasya in full. Viryasya is, in this world we can think of Sunny Deol, but not full Virya. No, I'm joking. But in Viryasya, in part of Krishna, whom can we think of, who has shown full Virya? Who has shown full Virya? Like when we think about Aishwarya, it is Narayan. Virya? Who said? Oh, Narasimhadev. Full. Like Virya in full. Like you know that Mudra, if you have not seen that movie, really life, right? Like Larjungan and all 5-6 people, 1,000 people, but that guy was killing demon after demons. So all that what you have seen in Tollywood and Hollywood, Bollywood, it's all coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. You know, that is a pastime. We say this word, right? Kaan ke niche, in Marathi we say, Kaan ke niche vazwal, like that. That is actually coming from Varahadev and Hiranyakashipu. Varahadev hit Hiranyaksh below his ear. That is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that time I was reading that, I was saying, this is from Marathi. It's all coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. But in a perverted form. But the spiritual form is in spiritual world. So everything that you have heard, all this, it's all coming from spiritual world. So Virya you can think of Narasimhadev. Yasha means full fame. Yashoda means one who gives fame to Krishna. Right? Just seeing the pastimes of Yashoda Maya, you can think of Krishna. Right? Yasha sir. So Krishna is most famous. Yasha is from Yasha you can think of Lord Ramachandra. Right? In India you can just think of Rama. Right? Rama is the most famous personality, incarnation of Krishna. Right? Krishna, who is a thief, when he's stealing, he's becoming famous. Right? Now if someone will steal, he will become infamous. Right? But when Krishna steals, he becomes famous. It's a very beautiful song. You can sing with me. Vraje Prasiddham. Vraje Prasiddham. We have not started that class yet. But this is a very nice song. I like this song a lot. You can repeat after me. Vraje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram Gopangananam Chadukula Chauram Vraje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकूलचौरं व्रजे प्रसिद्धं नवनीतचौरम् गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकूलचौरं व्रजे प्रसिद्धं नवनीतचौरम् गोपाङ्गनानां च दुकूलचौरम् अनेक जन्मार्जित पापचौरम् अनेक चौराजगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि This song was sung by Bilva Mangal Thakur. Bilva Mangal Thakur. His amazing personality. He was a Brahmana, but he was very attached to a prostitute. Her name was Chintamani. So he was so much attached that he was just thinking about that person only, Vilamangal Thakur. He was just thinking about her all the time. To an extent that the day his father was left the world and they were doing all the rituals to, burn him and everything, last rites, that time was also thinking when this will get over so that I can meet Chintamani. So much attached to Chintamani, to the prostitute. And then somehow he reached, first he reached once that was all over, the last rites, then he reached on the bank of the river. He was trying to see how can he reach on the other side. It was storm, so no one was there. It was like raining heavily, cats and dogs we say, right? It was raining heavily. And somehow he found a log and he reached on the other side. When he reached on the other side, he realized it was not a log, it was a dead corpse. So he was so much attached, he was not thinking about anyone else. Then he somehow reached on the bottom of the building of that Chintamani and then he somehow climbed on the top. When he climbed, he saw down, he realized it was not a rope, it was a snake, dead snake. And then he reached, and then when he saw Chintamani, how did he reach? It was raining like anything. I could not stop myself, I was just thinking about you all the time. Then Chintamani said, if the amount of attachment you have for me, if that attachment you would have shown for Krishna, then where you would be. And that hit him so hard. He went to Vrindavan. And there he wrote these poems. This poem is 8 verses glorifying Krishna's stealing pastimes. Can you imagine? That is Yasha. When Krishna runs away from battlefield, he is famously known as Ranchod. Right? If someone is imagine before the match is over and India is saying, or Sri Lanka, whatever, something, he's saying, we are saying we are defeated. He will throw bottles and all, right? Like Krishna ran in the battlefield and he's famously known as Ranchoddas. Ranchoddas, he said, Ranchod. Once Chaitanya Prabhu said, old Bob is coming back. Sometimes at 3 years. Anyway, so here is Braja Prasiddham Navanita Chora. He is Prasiddha, he is famous as Navanita Chora, as a butter thief. He is famously known as that, butter thief. Gopangananam cha dukachara. And this thief is so, what guy is also stealing the clothes of the gopis. Not just that, aneka janmachita. So many millions and millions of lifetimes have accumulated so many sins. He is stealing that also. Aneka janmachita papa chauram. To that stealing personality, from my respectful obeisances. That is Krishna. So Krishna is famous even for, he is the person who has all the fruit. Whatever he is doing, he is becoming famous. So finally, Shriya is not Shri Devi. Shriya is one who possesses all the beauty. See, Shri Devi also, if you think, when she was young, she was so beautiful. But as she was growing old, then where is the beauty? There is no beauty anymore. Right? So, but Krishna is always 16-year-old. Right? If you see him, he's not like, cuffing and telling to Krishna or to Arjuna, he's all the Gita Gyan. He's all at 16, he's evergreen, at 16 years old. Jnana and Vairagya. He is full of knowledge and is full of renunciation. Having so many opulences, he's still not like, he's still humble. So these are the 6 opulences. One who possesses these 6 opulences is Bhagavan. And Krishna is the one who possesses these opulences in full. All the incarnations will possess this, but in bits and pieces. that Krishna possesses in full. Like Shri, who possesses all the beauty in full, one of the incarnation of Krishna, who also bewildered Shiva, Lord Shiva. Mohini. Right, Mohini. She also is part and parcel of Krishna. But Krishna possesses everything in full. That's why Krishna means Sarva Akarshani iti Krishna. One who is all attractive is known as Krishna. Right? So coming back chapter number 12. So Arjuna is asking, whom should we worship? Should we worship impersonal form or personal form? So Krishna is saying that personal form it's easier. Right? So sorry, we were discussing, one might have a misconception that Krishna is imagination. When Krishna, through Bhagavad-gītā, he clarifies imagination. That misconception. Then we might have misconception that Krishna is impersonal. Here we are again clarifying that misconception. The one might have misconception that Krishna is an incarnation. But then in 1.3.28, Krishna again clarifies that incarnation. And one might think that Krishna is immortal. He is stealing butter, he is running away from the battlefield. What kind of person he is? But then we start reading the entire first 10 cantos, then we realize that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So like that, we might have various misconceptions. So say Krishna is clarifying this misconception. Then verse number 8, 9, 10, 11, Krishna is showing, he's so merciful that he's saying, whatever position you try to approach me in somehow, right? From your place, at your pace, wait for Krishna's embrace. Wait for Krishna's grace. So Krishna is very merciful. He is giving various opportunities. One doesn't have to hit ourselves that, my situation is like this. Whatever is our situation, we can still approach Krishna. That is the merciful attitude of Krishna. That is the merciful attitude. So 8th verse talks about that. Krishna is saying that you have to be focused on me. Mind intelligence, just put on me, which is smarana. But then Krishna is saying, if you can't do that, then verse number 9, which Krishna is talking about, sadhana, swadhyaya or seva. You do something for me, right? Directly. And then 10th, he's saying, if you can't do that, that's sahayam. Support me, do indirectly for me, right? Invite someone, that Thursday class is happening, why don't you come? Or help in the kitchen. One ad is coming now. This Sunday we have Sunday feast, second week of Sunday we cook. Please come and help us. We are going to make grand feast. It's also Vaishika Maharaj's Tithi, happy birthday or appearance day. So we want to cook some grand feast as a reciprocation for Vaishika Maharaj. So please, if you can, if your time allows, please come and help. And next week again, we are also going to cook because officially we are going to celebrate his appearance day. So that will be 20th. We will be having Vyas Puja Saturday morning. So if you have time, please cook. Please come. It's going to be what we are going to cook. I mean, it's a secret. When you come, you will come to know. It's really good. So you can come and help us. We are going to start at 2 a.m. the cooking. You don't have to come if you can't. Whatever time you can be. But from 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. we are going to cook. But you can come 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 whatever you can, you come. So,
Maybe on 14th or 20th?
14th we will start 8, 9, 10 o'clock, whatever it is. We will see. But 20th we are going to start early because 12 p.m., 12 noon is the serving of prasadam. So that's why. So two assignments or 2 items are given to us. So we are going to start very early. So come if you can. Sahayam, right? So Smaranam, not possible. Sadhana, Sahayam, not at all possible. Then Satkarma, do something good. But doing something good, slowly you can come to Krishna. So like that, 8 to 12th verse, Krishna is talking about that. And then from 13th verse to 20th verse, and especially till 19th verse, Krishna is talking about virtues. Develop some good qualities. But by default, we have heard last time that if you just worship Krishna, then all these good qualities will automatically come. Slowly, it will start to come in your heart. But still, at our side, we can try to develop those qualities.
The last
13 to verse number 19.
the last concession that Krishna gives, that if you can't do anything, do something good. What's the definition of that? It might be different for different people.
Yes, something which is, oh yeah, something good. For someone it will be like, if I sponsor this bar, if I invest in this bar, this guy is so poor, doesn't have any money, let him open a bar and I will help him. I'm doing some good, some good thing. No, it should be based on dharma. Dharma. Dharma means something which is backed by shastras. Something that is backed by shastras. Dharma doesn't just mean religion. Dharma actually means that is the natural nature of an individual. Natural nature. Like for example, the natural nature is like repetitive, but the nature of sugar is to be sweet. You can't say, get me a little salty sugar. What does it mean? Right? That is the nature. That is the nature of the sugar. Similarly, the nature of jiva is to do something good to the society. More importantly, serving Krishna. But if you are confused, what is satkarma? It should be backed by shastras, or we can have some mentors to get some understanding. So, like that, based on shastras, do something good. So, from 13th to 19th, Krishna is talking about the perfect qualities. But we might not be able to develop the perfect qualities. So, Krishna is saying, very beautifully, Krishna is saying, then 20th verse, Krishna is saying that, okay, then at least follow the people who are able to develop these qualities. Follow the people who are able to develop these qualities and have faith in them. And by that, you will be able to develop, you will become very, very dear to me. Right? Till now, from verse number 13 to verse number 19, Krishna is saying, you are dear to me if you develop these qualities. But 20th verse, amazingly, Krishna is saying, you don't have these qualities, you are not able to develop. But just follow the people who are developing these qualities, then you will become more dear to me. We will see. It is weird, right? Krishna should be saying for those people very dear, and person who is practicing, trying to practice, Krishna will really okay, dear to me. Krishna here is saying, you will be more dear to me. See, bhaktās tīva mayy, you will be more dear to me. If you are just following the people who are practicing, you will see why Krishna is saying. And this verse is so hope giving, right? You don't have to be perfect. Sometimes we think we have to be perfect. Krishna is saying, no, it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. Just follow the people who are perfect. Slowly you will develop. But these people also will be very dear to the Krishna. So we'll do this verse now. 726. We'll start. Ye tu dharmāmṛtam idam. Yathoktaṁ paryupāsate. śraddadhānā mat-paramā. bhaktās tīva me priyāḥ. Okay. Translation. You read, no, Ruchi? Lara, you can read. You can. There's so many.
Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me.
Right? So those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, they should have shraddha. They are following the people who are siddhas. That's what the commentary Acyuta Chaitanya explains. That the verse on 13 to 19 verses talks about the people who are siddhas, who are perfected beings. But this verse talks about the people who are sadhakas, who are trying to practice. They are not perfect, but they are trying to practice. But they are very, very dear to me. They are not dear to me. They are very, very dear to me. So this verse is a very, very hope-giving verse. Very, very hope-giving verse because Krishna is very, very dear to Krishna. Right? So making me the supreme goal, and they are doing this with some shraddha. That is the main thing. Our spiritual life actually starts with shraddha. Our spiritual life starts with shraddha. Right? Adau shraddha tatha sadhu sangota vajanatra. Rupa Goswami explains that. Why we come? Why you all here? Because you have some shraddha that Krishna is there. Right? You have some shraddha that Krishna is there. So that shraddha we need to have, and with that shraddha, if you are practicing Krishna consciousness to whatever level, then Krishna is saying, He is very dear to me. If in each chapter you are reading in Bhagavad-gītā, and if you have no time, that is the problem, right? We have no time. So then what you should do is the first words of that chapter purport and the last verse of that chapter purport you should read. You will understand the entire chapter. So this is the last verse. So what we are going to do is now read the purport. We will understand the entire chapter. That is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada. That's why we should not read just the translation, we should also read the commentary of Srila Prabhupada. Every verse in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad-gītā is like a love letter to the jiva. It's like a love letter. Think like that. Imagine if your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend or your mother sends a letter to you, every word you will feel like some goosebumps, right? So think like that. Every word that Krishna is speaking to us. What can we learn from it? And then the knowledge goes deeper. The love for Krishna goes deeper. Okay. Atish, you want to read that purport?
Purport. In this chapter, from verse 2 to the end, from maya, āveśya, fixing the mind on me, to dharmāmṛtam, idam, this religion of eternal engagement. The Supreme Lord has explained the process of transcendental service for approaching Him. Such processes are very dear to the Lord. He accepts a person engaged in it. The question of who is better.
Not perfected, engaged in it. They're trying.
The question of who is better, one who is engaged in the path of the personal Brahman, or one who is engaged in the personal service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was raised by her.
See, this is the beauty, right? Did Krishna is talking about that in this chapter, in this verse? No. But now Srila is summarizing whatever we have read. Right? First verse, that's what Arjuna was asking. Is Krishna impersonal or personal? Krishna is saying both, but personal form is easier. So Srila, that's why just read the last verse purport or first verse. But don't take shortcut, try to read every. But if you really crunch time, then.
And the Lord replied to him so explicitly that there is no doubt that devotional service to the personality of Godhead is the best of all processes of spiritual realization. In other words, the chapter it is decided that through good association, one develops attachment for pure devotional service and thereby accepts a bona fide spiritual master. And from him, begins to hear, chant, observe the regulative principles of devotional service with faith, attachment, and devotion, and thus becomes engaged in transcendental service of the Lord.
Right? We should have heroes in our life. That's what is mentioned. See, it's mentioned, except a bona fide spiritual master. Except a bona fide. We should have heroes because that will make us keep going. Currently, what we have heroes, Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, this, all. But of no use. I remember once I was like 10th standard, 11th standard. Some water bottle was remaining. So I had watched this movie Bazigar. In that, there was how the entrance was there, that Shah Rukh Khan was speeding something, that it starts with that, no, there is a race, and then when he comes out of that car, then when he does like this, then water comes out like that. So I put that water on me and I was doing like just to imitate. And there was one Mataji, one lady was watching and she was laughing, and she told my mother, this guy is crazy. So we have heroes in our life and we try to imitate them. Right? So I was imitating that time, I was also crazy. But we should have heroes in our life who are spiritual personalities. Because just by seeing them, we would like to practice Krishna consciousness. Just by seeing them. I always say this, every Sunday when we hear Krishna Kadam Vaishika Maharaj, it gives us an inspiration that next day I want to practice Krishna consciousness. That is the reason we are coming to temple. You come here, that is good, that is all good. But if you really want to have real taste of Krishna consciousness, you should come to temple and hear from very advanced Vaishnavas. That will really give real taste. Try to attend Saturday morning class, especially Saturday morning class, Bhagavatam, that's like a cream of all the scriptures. And then Sunday, there are a lot of devotees and it's more, Vaishnavas make it a little toned down in this, but Saturday morning Bhagavatam class is like thick rabdi. It's like, so try to attend. See, we get up early in the morning. See, imagine your manager pings you. Hey Ruchira, get up. And you have to complete. I remember once on call, came 2 a.m. and he pinged me. He called me, sir, hey, get up, we have to fix this problem. And you will get up, right? You will say, no, array, I have to catch up my sleep. You will not say that because array, money is coming in the bank, it will stop. Right? You will do it. So similarly, once a week, Saturday morning. And not like you have to get up like 2 a.m. or something. That manager only call you. But Krishna is saying just come at 8 a.m. for the class. That's it. 1.5 hours and you don't have to cook that day. I mean, not full day, but at least morning you don't have to cook. Just have prasad cooked by Vaishnavas. So glorious. But we should have heroes in our life. We should have heroes in our life. Otherwise, our life, and spiritual heroes, not Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that. No, not that kind of heroes. Heroes who can help us in our raising our consciousness. Raising our consciousness. Yeah, go ahead.
This path is recommended in the chapter, therefore there is no doubt that devotional service is the only absolute path for self-realization. For the attainment of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the impersonal conception of Supreme Personality, the Supreme Absolute Truth, as described in this chapter, is recommended only up to the time one surrenders into full self-realization. In other words, as long as one does not have the chance to associate with the pure divine, the impersonal conception.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So, see, if you are not able to take association of devotees, pure devotees, then he's saying, then do impersonal. How many of you want to do impersonal then? No, right? So, come and take association of pure devotees, advanced Vaishnavas. I mean, you will not get easily in office. You will not get, really. But in temple you will get. So, just come and take association. Thank you, Mataji. Someone else can read. Now, Saili Mataji, you want to read?
Where do I have to read?
In the impersonal conception.
In the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, one works without rooted result, meditates and cultivates knowledge to understand spirit and matter. This is necessary as long as one is not the association of a
See, again, Srila is hitting on that point. If you don't have association, it is hard. Like Krishna says, Srila take association. Because association is very, very important. Association is very important.
This is necessary as long as one is not in the association of a pure devotee. Fortunately, if one develops directly a desire to engage in Krishna consciousness in pure devotional service, he does not need to undergo step-by-step improvements in spiritual realization. Devotional service, as described in the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad-gītā, is more congenial. One need not bother about materials to keep body and soul together, because by the grace of the Lord, everything is carried out automatically. Thus ends the Bhakti-Vedanta purpose to the first chapter of the Supreme Bhagavad-gītā, the matter of devotional service.
Right? There's a poem, I don't remember exactly. Mandbar khana hathi ko, kanbar cheeti ko. Basically, it says that for an elephant, so much food is somehow provided. And for cheetah also some kind of food is provided. वो ऊपर वाला सबको देता है. The point is that everyone will get its part, right? But we don't have to work 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. Right? We can do bare minimum. Sometimes people complain and say, "Oh, I have to work so much, this, that." But we took that choice. We had a choice to get to some other place where things are not so tight. Right? And if we are feeling that we are not able to do our Krishna consciousness, because whatever exceptional, we can mold our life in such a way, but we have made our life so complicated. Right? There's a famous saying, simple living and high thinking, but we are simply living and hardly thinking. Right? Simply living and hardly thinking, life has become so complicated. Saralta hi Vaishnavta. Saralta hi Vaishnavta. Our life has to become simple. We have to mold our life. We have to see what are the things which are making our life complicated. And just try to remove those things or address those things in such a way by which we can practice our Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we'll just, we'll keep on going from one life to another, and in next life again we will say the same thing. A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for dog. Same thing. Or we might be dog. We don't know. Once Srila Prabhupada was sitting in a class and he was giving class and someone said, Swamiji, what is the problem with the dog? Dog is also a good life. Then Srila Prabhupada said, are you okay to become a dog in next life? He said, yeah. He said, śraddadhānā. And then obviously he was saying with a lot of compassion. And then he realized, the person who was sitting in front, he was realizing that no, that is not the kind of life I want to live. Like American dogs are still a little opulent, but Indian dogs, I mean, some of you know. So it's not a very good life. So we have got this opportunity to ask higher purpose. Tha to Brahma Jigyasa. We should take the advantage of it. You should take advantage of it. Once I was asking my wife, I was just discussing, we were in the car and I was asking her, that we are so, I was just amazed at how all of you are coming every Thursday. And I was just telling her that what makes them coming to Thursday every week. I was just saying like that. And then the thought got somewhere else. Then I was talking about how I started coming to Thursday. Not Thursday, sorry. I was obviously coming in my home. I was saying how I started coming to San Bruno temple. How I started going to Bhagavad-gītā. And she said that you were coming because of me. Because I was not interested that time to come. But Srila Prabhupada says that girls are very simple-hearted. Girls hate very Krishna book. Saralta hi Vaishnavta. Girls are very simple. So she was saying that because I wanted to go to the San Bruno temple. That's why you were just coming to give me a company. So then I asked her, why were you going? What made you to go? And then she was saying that Maya se itni laat padi thi. I felt I am not a option. She had gone through a lot that time. Suddenly she lost her mother and that time only. And she felt that she wants to know that why we are here. She wants to know now what is the meaning of this existence. Long back my sister was trying to bring me to Krishna consciousness. I told this story before. So we were in a train coming back from Vrindavan, and all four of us got ticket, my parents, my sister and myself. But then two brahmacharis came, they boarded the train and they also wanted to have some space. And nobody said anything. I mean, if they didn't get, then they will sit on the floor. But my sister was jumping to serve. And she said, you take my place. And not just that, you take his place also. And I was saying, you take his place, her place is okay, why? I was not in Krishna at that time. So she assigned my place also. And parents, they can stay nicely, but we both, I told her in the years that you handle yours, why are you? Then brahmacharis understood that this guy is not happy sharing. Then the brahmacharis told that we both will share one place and you both can take one place. Then I said, okay. I said, okay. When in the heart I was dancing, but then the next day morning, my sister told that brahmacharis, you please speak about some Krishna consciousness to my brother. And that was in JP Morgan, money is honey, those kind of things were there. So that person, brahmachari, was speaking about Krishna Katha and all. I was hearing, but soon the brahmachari understood that this guy is not interested. So he stopped. And then after that, my sister said, please bless him that he takes up Krishna consciousness. And then that brahmachari, I still remember till date, he said, जब इसको माया की लात पड़ेगी तब कृष्ण के पास जाएगा. I was thinking this guy is cursing me or blessing. But I realized after coming to Krishna consciousness that Krishna keeps giving us chances for various things that come to me. But we are so shameless that we are not ready to take up Krishna consciousness. But Krishna keeps bringing some opportunities by some way or the other and brings us towards him. So Krishna here is saying that just follow the path, take association of Vaishnavas. If you do that also, then you will become very, very dear to me. And why is he saying? Then we will go to the next chapter. We'll do just one verse and then we'll stop. Why is Krishna saying that he is more dear to me? The Acharya explained 3 reasons. First reason he is saying is because they have this komal shraddha. This komal shraddha is this shraddha is very komal, it's not fixed shraddha. This very komal shraddha. So Krishna is trying to fan this part. That at least that shraddha is there. Because siddhas, they don't have shraddha. In the sense of, they are beyond that. So to a millionaire, you will not ask, do you have 5 rupees? Right? That is like by default. Siddhas will have shraddha. But a sadhaka has only shraddha. They don't have anartha nivritti. They have anarthas, full of anarthas. So they are not that stage. But what they have, that basic thing they have by which they are coming towards Krishna is that komal shraddha. Komal shraddha means that shraddha is there, but it's komal. It's not rubbery. It's like India milk, which is poured with water, mixed with water. Like that kind of shraddha. It's komal shraddha. But Krishna is that devotee very dear to Krishna is because at least that person is trying to develop some shraddha to come towards you. Second reason Krishna is, Acharya explained why that person is very, very dear to me is that because that siddhas 13 to 19 are like elder son or elder's daughter. But this the sadhakas are like younger daughters or younger son. So for parents, the younger sons or daughters are more dear. Right? Have you experienced? I mean, you will see your parents, if you have elder sibling, they will get more chastisement than you. For you will be like, Arishwana Muna, like that, they will say something, but like I got a lot of pampering than my sister. My sister is 5 years elder to me. So I got more pampering from my parents. So Acharya explained that because Siddhas are like elder brothers and the sadhakas are like younger brothers, they get more pampering. They are very, very dear to Krishna. And third is because the Siddhas, they have got some reciprocation from Krishna. Because they are perfected beings. They have already got some reciprocation from Krishna. But we as sadhakas, we have not yet got reciprocation from Krishna. That experience we have not got. So Krishna is very indebted to us. That he has not yet reciprocated and still we are practicing at our level. So then that's why Krishna is saying that, that's why these devotees are very related. So this is the hope-giving verse. That whatever is it, that Krishna will never leave us. We will leave Krishna because of our whatever anarthas we have, but Krishna will never leave us. So a very, very hope-giving verse. So with that we will end with this chapter. So Bhakti Yoga we ended. Now we are going to start with 13th chapter. We'll just do one verse and then we'll end. Okay. So, any questions till now? Okay, maybe we'll just read this verse and then we'll discuss. So now we are starting with the toughest chapter. Embrace yourself or brace yourself. There was a meme used to know, brace yourself. Brace. Thank you. So like that. This is one of the toughest chapter and most technical chapter of entire Bhagavad-gītā. I'll try my best. But you also try your best. Patience and tolerance. So it's from here Jnana Yoga is starting. And this from 14th chapter it becomes again some practical tips for ourselves. But 13th chapter is a little technical. So we'll try to understand to the best of our capacity. The first, Arjuna, once he understood that Krishna is supreme, now Arjuna is thinking, whatever understanding that I have of various things, I want to understand some deeper meaning out of it. See, sometimes you have the answer to the question, but still you want to know a little bit deeper. So you ask the same question, which you have the answer, but you still ask the questionnaire, oh, can you explain a little bit more? We say this in ISKCON, we say, can you share some more light? Something like that we say. So Arjuna is also asking, he knows the answer, but he's little bit poking Krishna to reveal some more details of it. So in this verse, first verse, Arjuna is asking 6 questions. How many questions? 6 questions. You have to remember, okay, this entire chapter is made of this 6 questions, answers. Krishna is then going to answer all those 6 questions. You can repeat after me. Arjuna uvacha prakritim purusham chaiva kshetra kshetragya evacha etat veditum iccami jnanam gneyam cha keshava. Again, so 6 words. Prakritim, what is Prakriti? What is Purusha? What is Kshetra? What is Kshetragya? What is Jnanam? And what is Gneyam? Okay, 6 questions Arjuna is asking Krishna. Jnanam is what? Knowledge. So, I mean, Arjuna has the knowledge, but still Arjuna is asking, according to you, Krishna, what is knowledge? Right? So, 6 questions and then Krishna will answer all those 6 questions one by one. We'll repeat the words again. Remember this 6 questions, okay? Arjuna uvacha prakritim purusham chaiva kshetram kshetragyam evacha etat veditum iccami jnanam gneyam cha keshava. And in this he is going to answer 2 things. You have to tell me which 2 things. Okay, after the verse we discuss. Shri Bhagwan uvacha idam shariram kaunteya kshetram iti abhidiyate.
Kshetram iti abhidiyate.
Etad yo veti tam prahu.
Etad yo veti tam prahu.
Kshetragya iti tadvida.
Kshetragya iti tadvida.
Which two things are explained in this verse? Kshetra and Kshetra. Very good. Thank you. So we'll read the translation. Who wants to read? Who read till now? Okay. Uma Mataji can read, or yeah, Uma Mataji, go ahead.
Arjuna said, "Oh my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti."
You have to remember these 6 things. Okay, next time I will ask. Okay, please. Because this is the crux of the entire chapter.
I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, the Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field, and the knower of the field, and of knowledge, and the object of knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called a field, and one of whom knows this body is called the knower of the field."
So Kshetra. Kshetra is what? Field. In field, what happens? In field, if you see field, any field, but not cricket field, there nothing grows. But field like farm. Who said? Thank you. Farm, yes. Unless you lose words. So field. So field, from field what comes? Fruits comes, crops comes, right? So like that, body from body, body leads to new body, correct? Because from body you develop some karmas, and from that new body comes, correct? So like that, body is compared to a field. And who is the knower of the field? Kshetragya. Kshetragya means to know. Of what? Kshetra, of the field. Right? Because Prabhuji said correctly, that chapter is too technical. Kshetragya. Gya means to know. And Kshetra means field. Knower of the field. Who is the knower of the field? Soul. So body is the Kshetra and Kshetragya is Jiva. So Krishna is saying that Kshetra is the body and Kshetragya is the spirit soul. Now, but ये तो पता है, right? But there will be more layers. Krishna said more layers of it. Okay. What I said at the before, that two purports are very important. Which two purports? First and last. Thank you. So we will do this purport also. It's first time that we are doing last purport and first purport. So we'll do this purport and then we'll end. Okay, we'll not discuss about this verse more in detail. Next time we'll discuss more in detail, but we'll do the purport. Okay, we'll read the commentary. Okay, we'll read it. Aishwarya, you can Aishwarya se samagrasya. I just read it.
Arjuna was inquisitive about Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetragya, and knowledge and object of knowledge.
Knowledge, jnana and gyam, which is object of knowledge.
When he inquired about all these, Krishna said that this body is called the field, and the one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. This body is the field of activity for the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul is entrapped in material existence, and he attempts to lord it over material nature.
What does it mean, lord it over material nature? Means he's trying to enjoy. The enjoy mentality, I mean, Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. But we are also trying to enjoy. So we are also trying to become Ishvara. But we are mini Ishvaras. Krishna is Parameshwara.
And so, according to his capacity to dominate material nature, he gets a field of activity.
Field of activity. He has a body so that he can enjoy. But with that, every enjoyment comes, what comes? With every happiness comes sorrow, misery. Right?
That field of activity is the body. And what is the body? The body is made of senses. The conditioned soul wants to enjoy sense gratification, and according to his capacity to enjoy sense gratification, he is offered a body or field of activity. Therefore, the body is called Kshetra, or the field of activity for the conditioned soul. Now, the person who should not identify himself with the body is called the Kshetragya, the knower of the field.
Right, spiritual. But why is it said? Because we think we are this body. Right? So we are not Kshetragya. One who is Kshetragya, one who understands we are not this body, we are the spiritual. So one who, what is mentioned here? Where is that line? One who should not identify himself with the body. Because he is not spirit soul. I am a spirit soul, I am not identifying myself with the body, then he is kshetragya. Go ahead.
It is not very difficult to understand the difference between the field and its knower, the body and the knower of the body. Any person can consider that from childhood to old age, he undergoes too many changes of body, and yet is still one person remaining.
Once in Australia, someone came, one couple came. It was a Rath Yatra, and the couple suddenly saw that changing bodies photo. You can see on Bhagavad-gītā, changing bodies is a photo. Where the body keeps changing and the spirit soul remains the same. Acyuta has told this story. So the husband, as soon as he saw that photo, he was like, suddenly he was shocked. He shocked. Why? Because he saw the reality. And the bodies keep on thinking like, who am I? And from boyhood to old age, the body is changing. Right? So who am I?
Thus, there is a difference between the knower of the field of activities and the actual field of activities. A living conditioned soul can thus understand that he is different from the body. It is described in the beginning, that the living entity is within the body and that the body is changing from childhood to boyhood.
Dehi no doesn't mean I don't want dahi. No, dahi is mean. No, it means body. Dahi.
And the person who owns the body knows that the body is changing. The owner is distinctly kshetragya. Sometimes we think, I'm happy, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a dog, I'm a cat. These are the bodily designations of the knower. But the knower is different from the body. Although we may use many articles, our clothes, etc., we know that we are different from the things used. Similarly, we also understand by a little contemplation that we are different from the body. I or you or anyone else who owns the body is called kshetragya, the knower of the field of activities, and the body is called kshetra, the field of activities itself. In the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad-gītā, the knower of the body, the living entity, and the position by which he can understand the Supreme Lord are described.
Right? So Karma Yoga, all that is described. First, second chapter itself, he knows Padade. All this is already explained.
In the middle 6 chapters of the Bhagavad-gītā, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the relationship between the individual soul and the supersoul in regard to devotional service are described.
Entire scriptures is summarized in 3 things. You can remember this: Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan. Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan. Sambandha means what is my relationship, who am I, who is the Lord, and what is the relationship between me and the Lord. Abhideya is what is the process to achieve the Lord. And Prayojan means what is my final destination after I have practiced to achieve the Lord. Sambandha means relationship. Abhideya means process. And Prayojan means goal. Entire philosophy, any philosophy should have these 3 questions, answers to the 3 questions. So the middle 6 chapters talks about relationship.
The superior position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the subordinate position of the individual soul are definitely defined in these chapters. The living entities are subordinate under all circumstances, but in their forgetfulness they are suffering. When enlightened by pious activities, they approach the Supreme Lord in different capacities, as the distressed, those in want of money, the inquisitive, and those in search of knowledge. That is also described.
What are the different kinds of people who approach you? This is all coming from the 7th chapter, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Now, starting with the 13th chapter, how the living entity comes into contact with material nature and how he is delivered by the Supreme Lord through the different methods of fruitive activities, cultivation of knowledge, and discharge of devotional service are explained. Although the living entity is completely different from the material body, he somehow becomes related. This also is explained.
Right. He is different from the body, but somehow he gets entangled in this material body and he thinks that I am this body. He acts based on that. And all this is going to be explained in this chapter. Scary. but it is important. Unless we know the truth, we will not come out of that thing. So, 7:59. Thank you so much. We will end here. What we'll do is, since we ended with 13.1.2, 2 minutes we'll do Kirtan and then we'll start Prasadam. And as I always say, please push the mats behind because now Vanar Sena will come and start jumping. Oh, so it will be hard. So just push back everything and then we can sit in a circle. And any questions or discussion we can do.